When I breathe, yes, everybody breathe. um, okay. So I know we just had a really sweet, silent meditation. And I'd love for us together to feel what this container is like that we're sharing. And the other morning, I was thinking about tide pools. And tide, tide pools. Tide pools. Tide. Bob, do you want to come up here and sit with me? Tide pools. Tide pools. Sounds like. Let's just have charades. Tide pools. So I invite you to imagine your feet in not a slippery place, a good bearings place with the ocean in front of you. So you're a little higher than the ocean, but pretty close. And the sun feels so good. It's almost too hot, but not quite. You're almost breaking a sweat. And you're hearing the waves come in. And as each wave comes in, some of the water goes into a little rivulet that somehow reaches where your feet are and just bathes your feet. And then as the wave goes out, some of that water goes out, but your feet stay wet. So just imagine wave coming in, rivulet of water, a little tickling of the toes. And as you exhale, the wave goes out, and some of that water goes out, but not all of it. And imagine each wave bringing in some sparkles that just feel good. And the rest of your body says, can I have some of that, please? And your feet say, yes, sure. And so your body starts to feel the life that the waves are bringing to your feet. And the wave comes in, and something that you've yearned for comes in with that wave, and it lands at your feet. And you draw that up, your legs, into your torso, your chest, throat, all the way up into your head. And as you're exhaling, it's loosened something in your body that goes out your feet into the tide pool that you're standing in, and out when the wave recedes. And again, just some delicious, sparkling water coming in, life, bathing your feet, being drawn up into all of your body, all of your being. And you're noticing the sky above your head. It's blessing you with warmth and a gentle breeze. And the sky says, can I have some of that? And your body says, sure. And so then the sky says, thank you, down into your head, down through your body, cleansing all that does not serve you anymore, out through your feet, and carried out by the waves. Just imagine that continuing over the next few minutes here as Brenda reads some seed thoughts for us to bring into our feet, into our beings.
What would happen if we could convert the inner to faith? The empty and uncertain feeling of belonging to the universe and being safe in it. Would not the original artist himself go forth into new creation through us? Ernest Holmes. And from Isaiah, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. Those who see action in inaction and inaction in action are truly wise among human. Bhagavad Gita. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change we seek. Barack Obama.
We are, I and thee, thou and me, shining from one heart, one and all in one in all I am, one and all in one in all I am. I am pure love. I and thee, thou and me, how wondrously we are. I and thee, thou and me, shining from one heart, one in all in one in all I am, one in all in one in all I am. I am pure love. Sing with me. I am pure love. I am pure love. We are pure love. We are pure love. We are pure love. nothing else happens in this hour, but we realize it's who we are. All is well. How do we stand in the storm? How do we move through the flood? How do we walk through fire? We're going to be talking a bit about storms. It is a stormy world we're living in. And if in any moment that feels constrictive or uncomfortable, please just rock yourself and remember, I am pure love. Pure love is here, holding me, and all is well. We have Brenda here. And if something is just kind of jarring loose for some reason, we have no control sometimes over the time. If this is your time to release something, that's good. And if you'd like some company in that process, Brenda is wonderful in every way. She will be with you. Just give her a tap on the shoulder. Don't let the moment go by. If this is your moment for freedom, then show up and be free. So we're going to be going into the eye of the storm together. That can be frightening. Am I clicking? I'm sorry. Maybe it's my ponytail. No, it's not. It's this. Okay. Let's take a breath together. We're going to cover a little ground, and it's going to be heart and mind. I'm going to be talking and singing, and I want to say if something strikes a nerve or a chord with you, let's process after 12 o'clock. But please remember it and just tap me on the shoulder. Or you could call me. I'm going to put my, Diana's going to put my phone number and my email address at the end. And you are welcome to call me or email me, and I'm available any way that could be helpful. Okay. So I'm going to come around here. I actually made myself some little notes. Not that we have to stick to them. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry, Vern. Our friend Vern made these cool earrings for me. There. That's it. Okay. Well, Vern just wanted to be remembered, so she is. Listen with your whole being to what the answer to this question might be. What storm are you moving through right now? Or what storm is moving through you? It doesn't have to be a mighty hurricane. It could be a mini storm. It could be a dust devil. But the principles for our freedom are the same for both. So let's talk about the eye of the storm. Well, first of all, just give me a nod if you have ever had an experience with a violent storm. Yeah, one that might have taken you out. Okay. Yeah, so that is in the room here. We have, was it traumatizing in any way? Okay, so we may have some storm trauma here with us. That's okay, there's space. So let's talk about the eye. Well, first of all, the storm itself. In the physical weather storm, what could be happening? We could have hail. We could be big winds. Yeah. And has anyone seen any recent footage of the storms in the Midwest? Tree. Yeah, cars. Yeah. Um, I was mesmerized, actually, the first YouTube that I saw with that. Uh, I had to see it 2 or 3 times. It was just unbelievable. And I have been through hurricanes, but not tornadoes. Not like that. And we could have hail, softball-sized hail. Yeah, I know Truckee has had some really bizarre storms. July, on my birthday a few years ago, there was a hailstorm in July 23rd. Yeah, we stood out there and with our feet in the hail and our tivas. Let's talk about the eye of the storm. I actually Googled the eye of the storm. Here's what I found, that the eye is described as, I'm still doing that thing. Oh. Okay. There's a storm in front of the mic. Here's what Google said. The eye of the storm is a calm oasis within the storm. The winds suddenly stop, the sky clears, the air becomes noticeably warm and still. One thing that struck me is no matter how dark the actual storm is, the eye doesn't care. It's just blue skies. It could be like doing a tap dance in the eye of the storm. Where do you think the most violent winds of the storm are? Yes. Here we are in the eye. However big the eye is, the storm might be here, and it's next to the eye. We need to remember this. You know, there are scriptures that talk about, you're light, the dark doesn't like the light, just be prepared. So, if we truly see purpose in being the eye of the storm, the calm oasis during a chaotic time, what can we expect? Big, violent winds right next to us. One time I was in a storm, maybe I'll talk about this. It was so violent. I was on the water. It was a miracle that we didn't go under. Small boat, 2 little motors in the ocean. Two motors in the back, one cut out. It was just me, a pastor friend, and what we call the boat captain. The boat was maybe from here to the end of the room, something like that. One motor, crazy, crazy storm, but I felt the eye of the storm within me. And the sky, before it cut loose, it got green and gray and crazy. And at some point, all I felt and heard was this. Again and again. And I couldn't breathe. I didn't have time to take my shoes off. My colleague, my spiritual brother, swam like a rock. So we were like not in a good physical way. And I did find a rain poncho, and I had to hold the poncho like this so I could breathe because there was no air. There was only water in the air. And so I'm like, well, I knew this might be happening, but okay. So it just simply wasn't our time. And one of those waves didn't go down. It was actually a little island. And we made it on the island, and we made it the next day when it wasn't stormy where we were supposed to be. And the people there, this was in Haiti, when I was doing work in Haiti off the coast. The people there were at first terrified because they thought we were ghosts. And when they realized that we were flesh and blood, they melted. They're like, how could anyone love us so much to come through that for us? And I'm like, well, because we were supposed to. And so that place, by the way, the name of that island is Lagunov, but the Haitians call that island Purgatory. This was the worst place in Purgatory that we felt purposed to go to, as the eye of the storm. So that is, in my experience, what could have been very traumatizing. Actually, I don't feel any trauma around that at all. And if I had any fear of death, that just kind of... So that was a blessing. And the storms carry blessings if we choose for that to happen. And so that's why I'm here, because we always have that choice. No matter how vile and violent the storm feels, we always, always have the choice to allow that storm to be a portal for us and others, because we are all connected and we are all one. So hurricane and intense storm, it can feel furious, right? Like, almost like the storm is like, I'm going to get you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to do these terrible things to you, I'm going to... And we could say it's only human. Just say, oh my gosh, and just cower. And yet, if we know that we know that we know, if we are based in the truth that there is nothing against us, there is nothing against me, nothing, then it doesn't matter how foul or vile or violent or intense, doesn't matter, because that's not what's really real. So we are in a very stormy time. Is this so? Okay, super, super stormy. And we've been in a stormy time for a while, and one word that calls to me quite a bit is peace. And I think knowing the quality of peace that we are in the I am that we are, the I am that I am, it's not the apathetic kind of peace, is it? No. The peace is really powerful, really powerful. This is the eye of the storm that we are. And this is what I'm going to be singing about and talking about. Beyond the actual hurricanes, tornadoes, tropical storms, those kinds of storms, let's just do a quick list without giving our full attention. Let's just acknowledge the stage that we're on right now. So if we use the metaphor of like, okay, we're all in a play, here's the stage props. We've got what kind of storms? We have violence and war. Yeah, do we feel that? Of course we do. Yeah, we feel that. We are all connected. Yeah. Those people who are starving in Gaza, we feel that. Those children who have been snatched away in Ukraine, we feel that. As we look at the whole, everything in the world, we have a dear friend, Nathan Standing Bear, who taught us before he passed on that in the native tradition, you look out and you see the trees, you see the water, you see the mountains, and you say, Aho, Matakuyasan, my relations, these are all my family. These are my family. And we love our family. So yes, we feel those who are being really affected by this storm. And you know what? It is safe for us to feel that, because we are the I. We are the inner I that is the EYE of the storm. So we have floods, we have earthquakes, volcanoes, all kinds of things. And then, what about those things that we cannot see, but sometimes are even more traumatizing and baffling than the physical storms that we do see? We can be in grief that just doesn't let up. Yeah. Yeah. We can be in financial duress that doesn't let up. Sometimes we can't breathe, we can't sleep. That's a storm. That is a real humdinger. We can be carrying scars and trauma from abuse, being attacked. We can have chronic pain. We can be, can have all kinds of inner triggers. Maybe we don't even know what they are. Something happens and all of a sudden we just can't stand being in our skin. Sometimes we check out. Those are the realities that we are living in these bodies on purpose. We are here living on purpose. I want to tell you a recent story. Chris and I just got back 2 or 3 weeks ago from being gone almost a month and needed to be in Illinois to help my folks out. And we were camping by a lake and happened to meet, we have this way of meeting cool people in campgrounds. We met a couple who had binoculars and they were bird watching, and we just found like, hey, these are like old friends. So we're kind of hanging out, and that evening we got word that there will be a storm. This is Midwest by Kentucky. Storm, big hail, tornadoes. We're like, okay, oh, yeah, cuss word. And I say that because the other day I got interviewed on this podcast and I said a cuss word and I felt really bad about it. So I was like, don't do that again. So anyway, now I just say cuss word. So we're standing there by our old camper and we're like, what do we do? We got no place to go. And I said, oh, well, if it's hail, let's go under. Let's find out where there's a place we can go under and not get pummeled by the hail. And called around. I found a gas station. Yeah, you could come. And then we thought, that's not going to really help in a tornado. So what do we do in a tornado? And the other person, she's a retired biology teacher. They're both retired teachers. And she was already on it. She says, well, I just checked, and the bathroom over there is a newer bathroom. It is a hurricane-proof, concrete formed building. Let's go there. Like, okay, we'll meet you there. Storm's happening in a couple hours or something. We'll meet you there. Okay, we'll bring the cards. And so Chris had his phone with the radar, the weather radar. And we could see these little red blots that are the tornadoes, that are kind of coming towards us. And we were like, well, if the camper gets pummeled with hail, that would be bad, but we don't want to be pummeled with a tornado. So we just went in the bathroom, with this other couple, and it's just like, small, and we just made the best of it. We just played cards, and this bathroom was newer, and it had automatic fan that was on all the time. So we couldn't hear anything that was going on outside the bathroom. We were right next to the lake, and so we just hear, and that's it. And we're like, okay. So we stayed there for a few hours until we could tell that none of those little red storm cells, those tornadoes, that none of them hit us. And if it had hit us, we were in the best possible place, and we couldn't hear it anyway, so we just enjoyed cards. And yeah, because it had a metal roof. We could hear it was raining. Yeah. And so all that to say that if it's not our time, it's not our time, period. That's just, if it is our time, it is our time. And we can exit the body as the eye of the storm as well. There's no storm necessary with either situation. There is a familiar scripture that I think you guys might know. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear not. Yes, I will fear no evil. And so that is how I hope we all walk out of here even more. I know we all know this, but I think the words even more, I think those are really two little super powerful words. We can know it even more. Like I can say, well, I'm not afraid of death, but sometimes I actually do things to conserve my life. So chances are that I do have some residual fear of death, so I can be free of that even more. Yeah. So I'm going to sing you a song. We're moving towards the reality of no separations. I think everybody here kind of has that in their consciousness already. But one thing that can kind of lurk beneath the surface is this perception that God, the divine creator, spirit, source, the universe, that most of God's thoughts towards me are pretty good, but sometimes he might be a little PO'd, or something like that. But what we really want, and I hope for you to soak into your being, is that God is delighted, more than words can express, at who you are, as who God is. When bitter cold cuts to the bone. Is the piano loud enough? And you can't find the roads to home, a secret flame that bears your name comes and warms your soul. You're not alone. See what life has brought you through to see this higher point of view. The all is waiting here to be the you, only you. Why did you think it should make sense? Could thoughts contain all providence? Take down the lights, release your light, embrace the peace beyond your mind. See what life has brought you to. See to open up your heart anew. The all is forever here to be the forever here. The all's forever here. The all's forever here. To be the you, awake and true. The all's forever here. To be the you. The all is here to be the you. Yeah. So I honor the all in each of you. Yeah. I'm sorry that was a little rough. It's kind of my newest one. Thank you. See, you can even have a storm when you're playing the piano and singing. I'm just looking at that clock. I just noticed the clock, and I thought it was about a half an hour before what it is. So in the storm, sometimes we think of a storm as something outside of ourselves. It's like, I'm here, I am the I am the I am that I am. And that's the storm over there. Okay. And so I'm here, storm's there. But guess what? There are no separations. Oh, dang it. You mean that's a part of me? You mean I have some of that? You mean that there's a lesson? I mean, if it's happening, yes. And that was actually an inner storm for me to accept that there are no separations. Honestly, it took me a couple years. Once that seed thought was planted, I actually believed that was blasphemous, really. And I had to go through a long time of some a practice that I don't know if I could do now. And when I finally came to the point where I said, okay, yes, I and thee, thou and me, we are one. I thought there was a 50-50 chance that I would be struck by lightning. And like, honestly, I'm not kidding. I finally said, I had journaled, I prayed, I read, I walked out at dawn for a couple years. Because it was so deeply ingrained in me that to think of me as being a beam of the divine, I thought it was blasphemy, honestly. So this is a song about my process. It's called The Walls Came Down. And that's what happens, by the way, in the storm. When we are the eye of the storm, the walls go down. That storm wall, that eye wall in the storm, it's just exposed as the nothing that it is. Between the soiled and the sacred, the pure and the profane, I hid behind my hatred when love called me by name. Then from the back streets of my shadow, I heard amazing grace. The wretch like me was Jesus. I rose in his place and the walls came down. And the walls came down. The walls came down. And I found that blessed open door. The dust of old delusions flowed down in my tears. and threatened with confusion to block me in my fear. There is no fear in love, I heard, and turned to see him smile. Light shone from everywhere, filled me up for miles, and the walls came down, and the walls came down, the walls came down. I found that blessed open door. In here, I see what there is out there too. In here, I can be what I am through and through. I am, I am. Between the soiled and the sacred, the pure and the profane, I see unseparated, the black, the white, the gray. I'm dancing with my shadow to amazing grace. I once was blind, but now I see I'm free in love's embrace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. My soul's awake and love abounds. I once was blind, but now I see the walls are down, and I am free. Between the soiled and the sacred, I am free. And that's where the storms are, aren't they? Between the soiled and the sacred. I am free. Yeah. Take a breath with me. I want to tell you one quick story. Storms happen in our relationships. Our relationship with the earth, obviously. Relationship with ourselves. Relationship with others. And our relationships can be our greatest teacher. So in May of 2023, my son Gabe passed. He was my greatest teacher. Not an easy student, I was. I was not an, but I hung in there. I did. And one time when Gabe came as a pre-verbally traumatized baby. He was foster baby, and his parents were drug people. And he came terrified, like a zombie. And even as an infant, he would have violent fits, and I would have to swaddle him and hold him until he knew that he was safe, and then he would relax. And he wasn't able in his physical body as he grew. He grew into a Shaquille O'Neal-sized person. He wasn't able to totally control that. And he turned to drugs, and he died of fentanyl. Um, and I want to tell you, but you know what? He's here. You know, I mean, just yesterday, I turned on my phone. He's like, "Well, hello there, Gabe." You know, I have this random thing, and he's just, yeah. So he's radiant. He is present. But here is just an example of, and I'm sure you all have your own, a relational storm. So when Gabe was, we used to live about 2 blocks from Glenshire Elementary School in Truckee. So we would walk to school. And if Gabe, on any given day, for any given reason, he didn't get his way of something, he would trigger. And some people trigger by, you know, hiding under the piano. Some people trigger by, you know, running out the window. And some people trigger by throwing the piano. And Gabe was the third. So, and if anyone has that in your life, talk to me, I understand. Yeah. What no, he was the only, oh, right. No, he was the only baby I've ever seen in my life who, at 3 months old, he had cannonballs here and on his calves. I mean, cannonballs. I don't know, weightlifting in the womb, I'm not sure what that was about. So one time, my used-to-be sister-in-law, who was a therapist, was visiting, a wonderful spiritual person, and she's also passed on. Dear friend, and she was walking to school with us. And this was my day-to-day, 24/7. And Gabe was, as he often does, he was kind of triggering. He was kind of edgy. You know, there were rocks on the ground he could throw. He was doing all kinds of, you know, he was testing the waters. And with me as the mother usually gets tested the most because she's the most present, and usually she, for whatever reason, is able to hold the space the best. And I was just doing whatever I always did. I can't even tell you what it was, you know. But he was trying to share his trigger with me, and I was like saying, "No, thank you." You know, "Oh, look at this. Oh, hey, who's that?" Or, you know, so a lot of and foster parents get those kinds of training, right, Anne? Anne helps people get those kinds of trainings, or she used to. And so we are just walking, you know, and he's, you know, testing. He's pushing every button, and like the buttons are like, you know, and I'm just like, you know, doing it all, using all the tools, and I successfully got him to school, and we're walking back, and at some point, my sister-in-law Annie, she said, "How did you do that?" I'm like, "What?" You know, and she said, "You were the eye of the hurricane." I'm like, "Really?" And so my ego's like saying, "Oh, cool." Well, maybe I should have a TV show. But no, I realized that that was a reality, that we all have been designed not just to do, but to be. We are all designed to be the eye of the hurricane. So I would like us to do something really quick to wrap up our time together. I would like us first to acknowledge that, yes, it is within me to be the eye of the worst storm I can imagine in any way. Just breathe. And if you are open to the possibility, just give me a nod. Okay, I am open to the possibility that that's there. Okay, now we're going to stand up together. And we're going to do something that is the super, super abbreviated version of what is common in Native American tradition. We are going to expand the eye of the inner eye, that we are in the I am, to all the directions. And what that's going to look like, so someone tell me where north is. North is there, and east is there. Okay, so let's all turn to the east, the rising sun. Okay, and I want you to put your hands in front of your heart and breathe through your heart into your hands. And the gift that the East gives us in the rising sun, let that breathe back into your heart. And again, light to light. Okay, and now we are going to acknowledge the presence of peace in us, as us, all around us. And to all in the East that needs the grace of peace, we now breathe that peace from our heart to the East in all its sparkles. Thank you. And now turning to the south. Same. We're feeling great peace. And we breathe that to the south. All in the south, in need of the grace of peace. And receiving that back. Holding that in love. In the bright sky. Yes. And now turning to the west. We bless peace to the west. The grace of peace. In whatever way it is most needed. Peace. Calm. Yes. Now to the north. We breathe the warmth of peace to the north. All bathed in the pure love that breathes us and is us. And now we bring that peace from our hearts down into our feet. And we breathe that peace into our blessed Mother Earth. With so much gratefulness. And now drawing that. And we draw that through our feet, up through our bodies, up to the sky. Peace above. To all our ancestors, our dear ones, our invisible helpers, peace and healing. And now back into our own inner self. To all that has brought us to this moment and all that awaits us. We hold all in the grace of peace, stillness, calm. And we receive all that we are. We open to be the eye of whatever storm may be happening around us, near or far, or within us. And the I am. Yes. Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for all you guys. Thank you. Oh, here is, I was going to say, the first song, the IND song, that is a song that I have recorded, and I'd love to just send it to you or email it to you. I have a friend who's does recording engineering, and he says there's something special about the introduction there that I can't replicate. So just email me your name and just say song, and I'll send it to you either on the text or on the email. And if you have any questions or thoughts that you want to share, I welcome those as well. Thank you. Say, we are complete. Thank you.